and welcome to today's episode of Pearls and Politics Podcast, where we are polished and poised for greatness and impact. My name is Kahala, and I'm your host. Well, new season, and it's October. So we all know it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we're always pink here at Pearls and Politics Podcast, but today we're extra pink. And today we have a conqueror that is near and dear to my heart, none other than Margaret Meme Crawford. Hey, Meme. I had to
I know.
throw that in there. But hey, Meme.
How you been?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
I am so happy to have you here today.
Thank you.
And I'm not going to cry.
Nope.
I'm not. Well, you're not a crier, but
No.
you know I am. You know I am. And so we're not going to cry today. But I'm so happy to have you here and that you were willing to come on and share your story for our only episode this year. Last year, we did quite a few breast cancer episodes because of my best friend, the breast cancer surgeon, and so many other things. But this year, even last year, I said, you know what? Next year, I want Meme to come on. And so I thank you so very much for your willingness to come on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell us all about you.
Well, I'm 36, so they didn't think that I should be going through this. But hey, you only gonna give it to the strong. So I'll take that. So it came, I got it together, and now we done with it. So keep on moving.
That's right. So what you may not know, obviously, is that Meme and I have a relationship of years, right? What
Yes.
she said. She was like, now she at the courthouse, keeping my husband together. But so you and I met at the courthouse years ago when I was first appointed to be the circuit clerk. And we kind of knew each other because I was in traffic before that. And you were like, I remember one day you was like, I'll be so glad when this process is over. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You like, girl, but I can't wait for this to be done. And as God would have it, I was appointed, to be the clerk and then elected after that. But you worked so hard and so diligently and so professionally in the traffic division, and you were always a clerk that I could count on. Now, sometimes, I had to be like, come on, Meme now, come on. But you were a staple and still are. And so that built a relationship and it continued. And I remember when you told me, and
It was hard.
It was hard. It took you a minute.
Because I didn't know. So it took me a long time. So, yeah.
Yes.
But I had to tell it.
Yes. And so you came into my office and you were standing there and you were way younger than you are now, right? And so you told me, and I remember telling you, it will not end like this. And obviously, that was prophetic and it was my prayer for you. And I just wasn't willing to accept any other outcome. And you were scared, as anybody would be, because I know I've had a breast biopsy in the past. And now every time I go to have my mammogram, I mean, it's the sweaty armpits. It's the constant prayers. Like, it's the worst day every 365 days, even though my biopsy was negative. So but because it was you, I wasn't willing to even speak or think anything other than that. And so we thank God that it ended up being as we both believed that it would be. Yes. So tell us about how it started, like how you found it, or just the initial stages of that process.
Well, like they tell you to check yourself. Most of us don't, but I actually do. I might not check it how they tell you to, but I checked. I felt the lump, so went to the doctor. Said, yeah, I see it. We'll go ahead and get the biopsy done. So biopsy came. They called. Matter of fact, I was waiting on a different call because I had an interview. I tell you now since you're not my boss no more. So I wasn't mad about them saying, yeah, it's cancer. You need to come to the doctor. I was mad because I didn't get I missed the job interview, cracked my phone and everything.
You always gonna be you. Okay,
Yes.
Mimi always gonna be Mimi, but yes.
But so, and they said, let's get it started, start the process. And now I'm a year free. So, no, I ain't gonna back down from nothing. So,
No, you're not.
yeah.
No, you're not. So you checked, and I'm with you. You know,
Right.
I check routinely, and in some regards, I check every day because I'm that overly cautious person with my own body, with the bodies of my children. You know, so I'm putting on lotion, and I'm
Like, let me check. Right.
What? Oh, okay. You know, and so when I'm showering or I'm, putting on lotion or whatever because I don't want to be ashy, I'm making sure that I'm checking. And we probably should be, or we actually should be more diligent in making sure that we're doing our monthly breast self-exams. And making sure we're doing them the right way,
Yes.
With the hand behind the head and, making sure I'm manipulating the breast and the nipple. But any check is better than no check, right? And so that is very good that you're saying even at that young age that you were like, well, let me make sure, I'm checking. And then when you found something, because we had asked Dr. Kelly, we had Nurse Kelly on, and she was saying that a lot of people, they don't check or they don't go to the doctor because they're scared or they're fearful. But we all know that early detection means an early cure.
Yes.
And so it's so important for us to not allow fear to be what keeps us from the healthy life that we deserve.
Yes.
So you checked, went to the doctor. You didn't wait.
Nope.
She didn't wait. She went to the doctor. So the biopsy comes back malignant. And what were you thinking? I know you said you want to crack the phone because you cracked the phone because it wasn't the job interview. But for somebody who gets that call, like, what is the thought process when someone says those words to you?
Well, it wasn't as bad because I'm like, okay, well, I knew something was wrong. So let me go ahead and get it together so I can get it over with. So it wasn't as bad as I thought I was going to be. I was like, oh my God, what I'm going to do? That didn't even cross my mind.
Amen.
It really didn't. So got in there, got it done, started it as soon as I could. I said, no, we're going to start it now because I'm not waiting. Because then if you keep waiting, your mind going to linger. And I don't got time for that. So
No.
I got in there, got that chemo right on out. And
Okay, because I was going to say, what was the treatment plan?
started in October because that's when I ended up telling y'all to take off. So I I should have took off at the end because it was like 6 months of treatments and then radiation. Then now I just go for my yearly checkup.
Okay. So I think that we've also had that discussion on the platform, actually executing the plan. Because I know a lot of people, especially in the African-American community, and we actually have a right to feel the way that we feel about it, because of the disparities in the way the African-American population, especially African-American women, are treated differently than our white counterparts oftentimes. But you decided to trust the process.
I did.
And I'm thankful that you did because you're still here with us. And what would you say to somebody who was like, well, I'm going to put it off.
No, don't.
Or I'm not going to do, I don't want radiation. I'm going to do soursop and sea moss. Like, what would you say to that woman?
How you know that's going to work? Like, how did I know that was going to work? You just got to trust your thought process. And I wasn't trying to do all that extra stuff. So I was like, let me do what is initiated for us to do, so that's what I'm gonna do. If it don't work, then I'll try something else. But that was my thought process. This is what's going on. This is what you need to do. Okay, when I gotta come, just let me know so I can be off work because I need to get it all together because I got to be here for other people. So
that's right. And it was an absolute non-issue when you needed off. Now, what you talking about? You can tell me now that I'm not your boss no more that you had a job interview. I can tell you now that it was
my
rough.
time.
It was
wasn't my
rough.
time.
It was rough when you was gone. Okay.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
rough.
sorry.
Don't be. But I'm just, since we gonna be transparent and open and honest today, it was rough. We made it, but what was most important was your health. And what was most important was, well, maybe when, not if, when she beats this, she'll be back with us. And then it won't be so rough no more because she'll be back. But it was never, but you know that from our 10 plus years together that it was always about people for me. It was never about the job first. It was always about people first, your kids first, your families first. And so it was nothing. I don't care how much time you would have needed. It was, you were going to get the time that you needed.
And you said that as soon as I said it, don't worry about it. Okay.
Yeah. And I meant it. And so, and here we are. So diagnosis, treatment. Did you ring the bell? Was there a bell?
I didn't know I was supposed to ring it. See, most people think that you ring the bell when you done with counseling. No, they let you ring the bell when you get done with the treatment.
Okay.
No, they didn't tell me that. So I didn't even ring the bell on the last treatment. I had to come back for an appointment. So then I rang the bell when they had everybody come up there. Because I didn't know, because I was just me and my mama there on the last treatment. But I didn't know. That's something they should tell you from when you first start. Hey, you ring the bell when you're done with your last one.
Okay.
Because you can ring the bell for radiation too. But I was like, I ain't that extra. So I ain't do it.
So what was that moment like for you and mama?
Oh, it was good. That was the last one. Then when I came back, I was supposed to start another treatment, but my sugar was too high. So now I'm a diabetic. So, but I'll take that. I'm her. So I don't eat all this stuff no way. We don't need it.
Right. We don't. We don't.
So that's the only bad outcome. Then I had a bad rash from it, but I got all the side effects, but it worked. So
absolutely. And you look amazing.
Thank you.
So there's nothing, there's no gray to that. There's only a silver lining to it because you're here and you look amazing. I mean, you walked through into the studio and I was like, okay, ponytail. You know how black women do.
I get my youth back.
Okay, ponytail. And girl, you look 20. Okay, always have, always will. Looking 20 years old. So what was the biggest thing that helped you? Like, you're very strong, always have been. You've always been a very strong person. You're very private. You don't tell your business. You don't spread business. You're not a messy person. But what was like the biggest strength for you? Was it family? Was it Chrissy and Kara? Like, what
just
was
family, friends, my niece, my nephew, because my niece, she nosy, so she knew. So it was just anybody just would call, a stranger. I talk to strangers all the time. So just anybody, oh, how you doing?
You do not know a stranger.
Oh, no. Just anything, just seeing stuff on TV, just not trying to make your mind go there, but to keep it, I'm okay because, God got the final say so I'm all right.
Absolutely.
So that's the only thing that kept me going, just keep not thinking about it. Because like my doctor told me, I want you to stay at work because I don't want your mind wandering. I say, oh, my mind ain't going to wander. I need to be healthy because that job, they said I don't have to be there. So I'm not going. We're going to get this over with first.
Absolutely. So I think that's wonderful, right? Because my mind, baby, when they say,
I think it was worse than me. Like when I said it, I was like, I ain't even feel that bad.
But you just, so in that role, I always felt that I was the protector of the people in that office. We dealt with a lot, right? And it was always us against the world. And you and I, like I said, had a relationship from my time as an assistant. I'm not gonna cry. You and I had a relationship since the assistant state's attorney's days for me. And so you were always kind and I was always kind for you. So it was never like, okay, so now I'm finna go in there and be the boss and I done treated everybody like crap since I got here. No, it was never like that, right? And so for you to come, and of course I love your mom and dad, right? And your dad's always been in my corner. So it was so much more than just some disconnected person that works in my office, right? It was Meme coming to me telling me that this was the situation. And so I'm like, did I cry?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm almost positive I cried because
I think even Cassie had shed a little tear.
Yes. And so, because we love you, right?
Yeah.
And so we were just really wanting you to be healthy and your best self. So, okay. So then we finished. And so you rang the bell. And then when did you find out you were cancer free?
They say you go by your surgery date. So I had surgery April 26th. So I think I got the call like a week or two later. And they said because one of the doctors actually said it before surgery, because they had to check you before your surgery as well. And they was like, I don't see anything. So we're not even really gonna have to do that much. Because I think like my third treatment, I didn't feel the lump anymore. But I ain't say nothing, because I just think it's like a mental thing. Mm-hmm. But I ain't say nothing. I waited till the doctor did my exam. He was like, I don't feel nothing.
I love it.
So go get checked. And if they tell you do treatment, do the treatment. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Do it.
Absolutely. So April is your date.
Yes.
It's your anniversary date. Mm-hmm. And so April of this year was a year.
Yes.
And April of next year is going to be 2. And it's just going to keep going that way.
Yes.
And there's nothing else, no other report that we are willing to accept.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you just told us what's the last thing you want people to know. You just, if you want to tell them again, like,
go, like they say, go vote, go get checked, go get your breast checked. If you don't want to do it, go to the doctor. Go to a family friend, somebody that you trust to go and check you. Because it's coming. I felt like it came like COVID. Everybody, like I didn't know, because I went on Facebook like that, unless I'm telling somebody happy birthday. And I was like, dang, this person, that person. It just came like the COVID came, and everybody around just, mostly Black women having breast cancer. Mm-hmm. So you better go.
Absolutely. So I just want to say thank you for coming on and for sharing your story. Like I said, I know just from, talking to people that I know, and like you said, family, friends, that it is something that all women suffer from. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I know that the platform is for women of color and communities of color, but cancer respects no person.
At all.
Men, women, young, old. And so we want every woman, to be healthy in every area of life. So, and we all know that our mental health is tied to our physical health, and our physical health is tied to everything else that goes on with us. What you said, we can't work temporarily, or the way we raise our kids, or how we move, right? And so we want everybody to be healthy and cancer free, like Meme. Yes, we do. So thank you again for coming on. I appreciate your willingness, and I'm just so grateful that you are still here with us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you.
Thinking of me, actually.
What?
Thanks for thinking of me to come. So
absolutely. So you and I, even though over the last 2 years, we've still made some level of contact. Mm-hmm. And like I said, last year when I did it, I was like, oh my goodness, I should have had maybe one of them Fridays. Mm-hmm. And so I said, next year, if I don't have nobody, I'm having Meme come on. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And thank you for tuning in today to Pearls in Politics podcast, where we are polished and poised for greatness and impact. Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure you do your self-exams each and every month to make sure that you are keeping an eye on your tatas. In the meantime, please like, love, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next Friday. Bye-bye.